Today we went out and talked to various students about the SAT. Here's what they had to say.
What's your name and what school do you go to?
I'm Samarth and I go to Lambert High School.
I'm Maria Jacob. I'm a freshman in college.
And my name is Hitansi and I'm a third year in college.
My name is Neil and I go to Lambert High School.
My name is Carlos Garcia and I'm a senior in high school.
I'm Anvi and I am a freshman in college.
Have you taken the SAT before?
Yeah, I've taken it before.
What's your highest score that you've gotten on the SAT?
I got a 1570.
1300 on SAT and 32 on ACT.
What's your highest score on the SAT?
I got a 1510.
Yeah, I think I got a 34 on my ACT, so that's pretty good.
It was a 1480 composite. I think individually it was a 1460.
What's your highest score that you've gotten on the SAT?
1550.
My highest score is a 1250, but I just took the August SAT, so I'm hoping to do a lot better. Did you have any tutoring for the SAT?
Yes, I did, lots.
Do you remember how much you paid for tutoring?
Over 1,000 for sure.
It was expensive, but I don't remember the exact price.
Around 1,000. It was like for the entire summer.
And I believe it was $600.
Do you think if you went to tutoring, you could have possibly gotten a higher score with that?
Yeah, I probably could have, just because as a kid, you don't know how the SAT is until after you've taken it, right? With the tutors, they have a lot of experience. They've sent kids through. They know what works best in terms of learning. So it might help a bit, yeah.
Like test taking abilities that help.
I did not have tutoring, but honestly, if I could use those SAT courses or have a tutor, I think it would have been a lot of help.
My math tutor, definitely, at least for my peers in the class, was extremely helpful and he had a lot of good tips.
Do you think any standardized testing is a good measure for success?
Not really, because I feel like there's so many different, not genres, but everyone kind of excels in their own way. So having one standardized test that kind of measures your college acceptance or really who you are, doesn't really make sense to me.
I feel like it's a good way to gauge how you are at test taking, but not really for success.
I wouldn't say that. I know a lot of very smart people who have lower SAT scores and generally they've been successful in the future. I think it is a good indicator of maybe how ahead you are academically, but it's definitely not an indicator of success.
I think there's a lot of things that go into success, but the SAT is very much just, are you good at test taking in a short amount of time?
It doesn't really measure your abilities more than just to be able to sit down and take a test. It's more about test taking abilities rather than the content even.
I don't think that the SAT is a good indicator for success because I think that colleges need to measure other attributes such as extracurriculars and what you actually want to do in life rather than just math and English questions on a test.
I feel like if it's more catered to what you want to do in college, it would be a better thing. It's general for everyone regardless of what you want to do in college. I feel like if they can find a way to make it specialized, it'll be better.
I think it's indicative only of a few select skills, and I think that especially if you're planning to specialize very heavily in certain fields, the SAT isn't really going to indicate your potential to succeed in those fields.
There's a lot of things that even impact if you're able to test properly, and I don't think that measures a student's full potential.
Do you have any other ideas or opinions on the SAT or standardized testing?
Not really. I think if they are going to be a mandatory or a standardized thing that everyone has to take, then everyone should be offered that tutoring for at least a cheaper price.
I feel like if there was not to get rid of it essentially, but if there's different varieties of testing or kind of just different ways for people to express themselves, I feel like that would be a better showcaser of who the person is rather than just one standardized test that if you do good, you get into college. If you don't, you don't.
I know some of the California schools don't really require SAT, ACT, and I think that's a good trend. Because I'm not a huge fan of the standardized testing. I feel like it's not a good gauge of intelligence and how you're going to do in college. So
Glad I'm done with it.
If you don't get an amazing SAT score, it's not a big deal. You should take it easy. Obviously study, try to do better, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, and it shouldn't be something to stress over.
All right, well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.